Hi everyone, so today's reading is his current thoughts, intentions and likely actions. Now I have been doing an alternating reading, so the Friday's reading has been a soulmate reading, but it doesn't seem as popular, people don't seem to be watching it as much, so let me know your thoughts on that in the comments if you are a returning viewer. So I'm guessing that you're basically inquiring what's going on with the person, so I guess his current thoughts, intentions and likely actions are more in line with what you guys are wanting to see, I guess. So let me know. So it is a pick a card. If you need time to choose your group, of course, please pause the reading. What else do I want to say? If you want a private reading with me, it's pretty good value and it is really quick. So if you check the description box below, you will be able to find out about that. I don't think there's anything else to say other than thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. So let's go ahead and look at what's going on. Right, okay, hi group one. So, his current thoughts, intentions and likely actions. Okay. So, you know, this Queen of Cups could mean a couple of things. We can take this, forgetting the gender, we can take this as a sign of sort of personality, if you like. So, regarding him, it could be that he has this Queen of Cups energy, which is an intuitive energy, very much a card with a lot of depth, with a lot of insight, some good level of emotional intelligence, and a really good level of awareness. So this could be an indicator that he is moving more in this direction towards that emotionally intelligent stage and phase, that he is improving in that way. So if you've kind of noticed this intuitively or you're kind of aware of it, this is the direction he's headed in, which is really good, you know. For those of you who really don't feel this is the case, this could very well be you. So it's going to be different for different people, but you know, so it could indicate you here as well. So if that first description doesn't resonate, it's very likely that he sees you as this Queen of Cups energy. So really what I'm about to say here is either this is him or this is him. If this is him, then this can be described as like a feeling that he's getting, which I'll explain in a minute. If this is him, then this is how he sees you. So it's almost like two different versions of these two cards. So I hope it will be clear. I think it will. So either he's becoming very emotionally intelligent, very mature, and kind of tapping into his kind of emotional balance, or he sees you as this emotionally intelligent, probably quite a lot more aware and advanced than him person. He sees you as an ideal romantic partner. He's very romantically attracted to you, and he feels that you are really, like, you know, right for him. You know, the Queen of Cups is a really ideal partner energy. Now, the Page of Swords is going to mean two things, and obviously I've already explained how it relates to this card. So now, it could be, if you are the Queen of Cups, it's that he is the Page of Swords. So this means that he, you know, his current thoughts are that you are maybe a little bit more aware than him, or quite a lot more aware than him, more mature than him. That he's kind of like got all these thoughts and ideas, but nothing's kind of gone beyond the idea stage at the minute. He's kind of aware that you're really kind of emotionally tapped in, tuned in, turned on, that you're ready for that next stage or to move forwards, and he's kind of still all over the place. He could be a little bit overwhelmed with his own thoughts. Conversely, he could be overwhelming you with his kind of randomness, you know, because there is a sort of element of the random with the Page of Swords, because it's like this a load of new ideas and all that comes with having tons of like scattered ideas. So there's definitely a difference in where you're at and where he's at. Conversely, if he is the Queen of Cups, what it's saying is the Page of Swords represents a sort of aha. Often in my readings, the Page of Swords just means you're onto something here. It's the right idea. It's a good idea. So he's kind of got more emotionally intelligent, and he's kind of regarding you thinking, hang on, there's something going on here. you know, this person could be right for me, or this next step, or whatever we've been discussing, or whatever I've been feeling or been intuitively called towards. You know, this is really taking me on a journey towards something I want. You know, it's like he's having a good idea and he's conscious of the new idea. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that his thoughts and ideas are turning. You know, in terms of his intentions, you know, to some extent, I think, to be honest with you, it's being taken out of his hands. You know, particularly if he's having these new thoughts or this strong intuitive feeling, whether he's this kind of slightly sort of immature, but yet kind of full of ideas person, or if he's this deeply intuitive kind of suddenly kind of more mature energy, whichever one it is, he's being guided. That's why he's either deepening his intuitive and emotionally intelligent self, or he's having all these initial new ideas. Whatever, it's because the universe is kind of moving him along, taking him on his path. This is his path and destiny to move towards this. It's giving him a greater sense of understanding. Destiny is calling and things are improving for you and him. You know, there's a sense of luck and positivity and possibility. If there is delay, if there is a sense that things aren't happening as you would expect, and this doesn't kind of seem like to resonate, it's because it's divine timing at play, okay? But the point is, the Six of Cups at the end says this person will return to you or will move forwards. You know, it will return. So wherever you're at, I think most of you are kind of wondering what's going on with this person. Obviously, because of the title of the reading, you've probably clicked on it for that reason. What they're saying is this person will return. This person will want to come back and communicate, or will want to move things along. But it's a lot of it's down to divine timing. So I hope this makes sense. Loads of love, group one. Sorry it was a little bit confusing with these two cards, but there was two definite groups of people who were drawn to this reading. So loads of love to you. I hope that you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I will see you on not tomorrow, what am I on about? The reading in a few days, or on a private reading in the meantime. See you soon, guys. Hi guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. So his current thoughts, intentions and likely actions. We've got the Seven of Swords, Five of Coins, Devil and the Fountain. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, at the minute he seems pretty chaotic. He's got a lot of fear. He could well be being a little bit sneaky, or, you know, acting out of fear that he's going to get clobbered. You know, this feeling that, you know, you have to protect yourself. This Seven of Swords can mean a variety of different things, but essentially it's a card of having your guard up. And you can have your guard up and be a little sneaky with this energy. Now, this can be sometimes because, for example, you're in a secret affair relationship or whatever. But the point is, there's a kind of veil of secrecy and a veil of kind of the hidden and the sneaky with the Seven of Swords. Okay, now sometimes it's not negative, because sometimes you need to kind of be a little cunning to navigate the world. Let's be honest, you know, sometimes you do have to be clever with your thinking and kind of do things in an unconventional way to get yourself towards where you want to be. Whatever, the point is, his current thoughts are kind of veiled and a little bit sort of hidden and unclear. Okay, now there could be many reasons, and I've outlined some of them already just now. But, you know, the reality is this kind of hidden sneakiness, this kind of need to hide how he feels or what's going on between you guys, or to not acknowledge it, whatever it is that's going on, it's coming from fear and lack because of this Five of Coins and Devil in the core. So his current thoughts and intentions are, you know, to kind of sneak and hide and keep a wall up and keep a veil up, because the Five of Coins, he feels afraid of losing out. The Five of Coins is a sense of lack, it's a sense of being left, being on your own, not having what you need, being a little destitute, either financially or emotionally or both. But it really is a card of feeling like you don't have what you need, or you're afraid that you might be left with what you don't with what you without what you need. And this is really the key here, okay? He's kind of feeling that way. And this is because of the ego card, the devil card. He has a lot of fear, a lot of attachment, or some sort of sense of being trapped. Now, it could well be that he's trapped in an old relationship or something like that. But the point is that we're never really trapped unless we believe we are. And so the point is that even though he may be physically trapped in a situation, the reality is the reason why he is because he believes he is, he feels he is, he thinks he is. We can always find an example of someone who's been in exactly the same position and has managed to extricate themselves from it or sort it or deal with it. So it's not like it's an impossible situation. Nothing is impossible, okay? But the reality is this fear, a sense of kind of needing to kind of give the right impression to people, or not face his fears, or not look like the bad guy, or not look this way or that way, or to lose out on this or that. It's that kind of lack mentality. He doesn't want to lose face or look wrong or whatever. And that's the ego. That's this fear of how we will look to other people, or, all of those kinds of things. It's a kind of over-identification with society norms, the material world. And so this is kind of the crux of why he is his thoughts are fearful, and he kind of feels like he needs to keep a wall up, and he's kind of struggling to move forwards. There's no doubt. The Seven of Swords and the Five of Coins are like struggling along energy. But, in the future, I don't really feel like this is thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. Often it kind of goes like in that order, and this last card is kind of his likely actions. It's more like he's not really doing anything at the minute. He's not really acting. But or if he is, his actions are they could be childish, they could be sporadic, they could be cryptic and difficult to understand. It's because of this Seven of Swords, this fearful or sneaky energy. He may or may not be lying. He may or may not be being deceptive. It's going to depend on your individual situation. But the point is, it's coming from a sense of fear and a sense of feeling trapped in a situation, or feeling really a slave to his current situation. But the good news is that the Fountain card is coming. The Fountain is peculiar to the Fountain Tarot, which is the tarot deck I'm using at the minute. And this is a card of like equilibrium, isness, beingness. It's got two different meanings here in this reading. One is that I don't think he's going to take any action right now. He's still trying to figure this out. But the good news is the other side of the Fountain is that that eventually he will feel more balanced. He will come into a sense of equilibrium over the situation, but it is going to take him a little bit of time. The next week or so, I think he's still trying to work this out. Loads of love, group 2. Hope this makes sense. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next reading or a private reading in the meantime. Hi, group 3. Okay, so here's current thoughts, intentions, and likely outcome. Not likely outcome. Why do I keep saying that? Likely actions. Okay, so we've got Strength, the Emperor, the Tower, and the Eight of Swords. Loads of major arcana. So what I would say with this person is that things are kind of slow moving. Major themes and major aspects of this person's life are at play here. Okay, so it's about the bigger picture here. So you may not see lots of action on a daily basis because big things are happening for this person. I mean, his current thoughts and intentions really hinge here, look, with the Emperor, which is the divine masculine, and the Tower, which is chaos and destruction. So I feel like, and then you've got the Strength card as the opening card. What's happening in here is that he is having like an epiphany by the looks of it to me. Because the Tower is about something breaking down, and we're talking about his thoughts, intentions, and actions. So like what is going on within him, and he's got the Tower, And this is chaos and destruction. Things being blown up, you know, things being broken down, things being really shaken up, normally by the universe, because you have failed to listen. That's what normally happens. So the Tower comes along when you've had loads of nudges and you haven't taken those nudges. And what happens is the universe comes along and creates like a big storm in your life. And it's a blessing in disguise, because it removes or it moves or changes or breaks down or displaces something that really needs to be either moved towards or away from or whatever in your life. It doesn't have to be really negative. It can be, well, and it isn't. Ultimately, it's positive. But what I mean is, it doesn't even need to have to be necessarily terribly painful in the process. It can be like a major epiphany. It can just, but it can be really shocking, and it can be really quite extreme, you know. So he is on the verge of this, and with the divine masculine next to it, I think he's kind of waking up to his true self, or his true desires, or what he really wants. And the Emperor is also about taking charge of your life and taking action. So I feel like there's a lot of movement here, but it's quite forceful, it's very powerful. The masculine is rising and it's creating this sort of storm. I think that this card is very interesting because the Strength card is very positive, but in this configuration, intuitively what it feels like to me is this person has been trying to control how they feel for a long time. They've been trying to hold their emotions and feelings back for a long time. And what's happening is it's like building into a storm here. That's what I feel. It's not the meaning of the Strength card at all. It's just an intuitive interpretation of this set of cards. And the reality is there's something about this relationship that frightens them. So either it's the nature of it, or, you know, there's something about it that frightens them, because what it feels like to me is they want it. They want to move towards it. They've been nudged towards it, but they've been holding back. They don't want to move towards it for whatever reason. Maybe fear of commitment, maybe about your specific circumstances. You know, it can be a cultural clash. It can be a distance thing. It can be a fear of commitment thing. Whatever it is, there's something, this person just does not want to move towards it. But the Tower is saying they are creating like a storm so that this kind of has to happen. But the Eight of Swords says this person is afraid. You know, their likely actions are not going to be right now, because at the minute they're feeling all of this turbulence. They're trying to hold their feelings back, but it's moving and it's changing and they can't stop it. But at the minute, they're really afraid. So in a way, it's a good thing, because this is going to change, but it's going to take a bit longer than the next week or so. At the minute, they're not moving because they're just totally swamped in their own thoughts and fears. But eventually, this will resolve itself. Loads of love, Group 3. I will see you on the next reading in a few days, or on a private reading. In the meantime, please subscribe and hit the bell. Hi, Group 4. Okay, so his current thoughts, intentions, and likely actions. We've got the Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands reversed, Page of Wands, and the Fool. Okay, right, so you've got a lot of wand energy here. So there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of fire. And I can see with him that with the Knight of Wands reversed, intuitively, as soon as I pulled this out, I felt like, do you know what? This is saying that he has maybe said or done something in recent times that he has then gone back on. So he's made you a promise, or he's taken some action, or you felt intuitively he's moving towards me and then he's disappeared again. This is someone who comes and goes. The Knight of Wands is kind of often sort of seen as the lover disappearing. You know, he's someone who does the disappearing act. The reality is there's something going on here. You know, he wants to move towards you, but there's some obstacles in the way. The Seven of Wands is about that. The Sevens are all about having to overcome external obstacles. They are linked to the Chariot. So he kind of wants to move, but you know, the reality is on the Seven of Wands, he's got the one wand here, and there's all these other wands coming at him. You know, so he wants to move forward towards you, but there's all these other situations, people, opinions that are coming towards him and are kind of almost against him or against the situation. So there's they don't have to be people, but they can be other people's opinions. But this could be friends, family, job, situation, a previous partner. But he's got all these obstacles in the way. He can get through it. He can fight through it, but he has to trust what's in his heart. And he has to be prepared to stand his ground, go out there, put himself out there. The reality is, I think that he's tried to put himself out there and then struggled to stick to it. He's kind of been very erratic with his emotion or with his promises. I think that, you know, you found that he hasn't really been able to take the action he's needed to. But, you know, and maybe he's kind of gone back on his word. But the Page of Wands, in terms of his current intentions and moving forwards into actions, you know, it does look like he is ready to start trying and investigating again. The Page of Wands is about feeling inspired and taking those initial steps to investigate a situation. So he is starting to look again and starting to think, how could I do this? What could I do? You know, how can I move forwards with this? So he is getting some of his joy, excitement, passion, and his kind of sense of wanting to look into this again. So if something went wrong in the past, I feel like you've had some sort of try at this already and it's not worked, but he's kind of ready for fresh efforts. He is ready to sort of try again, or to try and look at the situation again. You know, he's got the Fool in terms of his future likely actions, so he does want to take that chance. Also with the Fool, it is a card of a pleasant surprise, so you could get a pleasant surprise. I think you've been really let down by him perhaps, but actually you could get a real pleasant surprise in the future. He could take a bit of a leap of faith that you weren't expecting. He does want to move forwards. But the Page of Wands and the Fool are both early days energies, and they're kind of youthful, slightly naive at times energy as well. So I'm just saying this because this, whatever happened here, it could happen again. You know, like a sort of, oh, I'm going to do it, but oh, I can't do it. Whatever it is, you know, whether it's being together or taking things to the next stage or whatever. You know, so I do think that he kind of wants to. And I think for some of you, it will be successful. But for some of you, you know, if he's kind of still got a lot of the same qualities before and he's still kind of a little naive or a little self-absorbed or whatever it is, if he's still got those qualities that he had before that led to this, then the chances are it could go that way again. But it's still not negative because he's moving in the right direction. He is wanting to overcome the situation. It's just really a lot down to how much can he dig deep? How can he overcome these other things that are coming at him? Can he really listen to his heart and soul? That's the key with the Seven of Wands, Page of Wands and the Fool. Can he listen to his heart and soul? Can he listen to his intuition? You know, can he keep going based on his gut feeling, on his instincts? Even if other situations or people or things around him kind of, you know, say, you know, are against it or create obstacles or get in the way, can he still go forwards, you know, in spite of those things? I mean, that's the key really here. This Knight of Wands in reverse is entirely intuitive. I feel like this really represents him having tried in the past and maybe not being able to do it, or having let you down in some way, or being sort of either a little bit too timid to do it, or, you know, a little bit not really finding his power, or conversely just being blustery and going back on his word. But I do think that his intentions are for fresh efforts, are to move forwards, are to take that leap of faith. Okay, guys, so I hope that makes sense. Please subscribe and hit the bell. I will see you on the next reading in the next few days, or on a private reading in the meantime. Let me know what you think about me doing this reading for every reading. Loads of love, and I will see you really soon. See you guys.